Hello and welcome to the week ahead video with me, David Madden. Now before we talk about the major events of next week, let's take a quick moment to recap the major events of the week just gone. On Wednesday, the Fed minutes were released, and although the update was hawkish, it wasn't any more hawkish than the actual interest rate decision that was announced in the middle of June. US central bankers actually are optimistic in that they predict the US economy will rebound in the second quarter of this year, and broadly speaking, we've seen a rally in US equities and also a rally in the US dollar since the Fed minutes have been announced. Now, why is this important? Well, looking ahead to next week, on Friday we have US retail sales. That's going to be closely watched because traders will be asking themselves, are US consumers content to go out and spend money? Because if people are spending money, that's more likely to keep driving the economy along. If people are fearful about the health of the economy, if they're concerned about high levels of inflation, that could lead to a drop-off in retail sales. Also next week on Wednesday, we have the interest rate decision from the Bank of Canada. Economists are predicting that the Bank of Canada, the BOC, will hike interest rates by 50 basis points, 0.5%. Rates in Canada are currently 1.5%, and economists are predicting it to increase to 2%. Now, it is worth noting that I'm recording this video on Friday about 3 or 4 hours in advance of the US non-farm payrolls report. So some of the levels I'm talking about might be out of date depending on which way the US non-farm payrolls report comes in. So looking here at the US30, as I mentioned, stock markets in the US have broadly been rising in the past couple of days in the wake of the Fed minutes. As you can see here, the US30 in the short term is moving higher. It recently hit its highest level since late June, which really kind of underlines how bullish the recent upward move has been. The RSI is moving higher, indicating that price bias is at the upside. The MACD indicator shows us that momentum is in positive territory, which suggests the bulls are in control. While the US30 continues to hold above these three simple moving averages, it's likely the short-term upward trend will continue. A rally from here could see a target 31,883, and a break above that could see a target 32,347. Now, even though the short-term trend for the US30 is higher, it's worth noting the much longer-term trend for the market is to the downside. So if the US30 fails to retest and break above this zone here at 31,883, that could be an early indication that the long-term downward trend is still in effect. So if we do see any moves to the downside in the US30, we could find support from this simple moving average here, which comes to play at 30,771, and a break below that could see it retest the recent lows of 30,353. Looking at now to the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, dollar CAD, you can see here that because of the broad rally in the US dollar, we've seen the dollar CAD rally here in the last 24 to 48 hours. As I mentioned, there's been a broad increase in the US dollar in the wake of the Fed minutes. We have seen a bit of a pullback in dollar CAD, but nonetheless, while dollar CAD continues to hold above these three simple moving averages, it's likely the recent upward trend will continue. A rally from here could see a target 1.3100, and a break above that could see a target 1.3200. Taking a look at the price action in the short term in the past 12 to 24 hours, we have seen a pullback in dollar CAD. It's pulled back from its recent peak. We can see that momentum is in negative territory. There's been a sharp move to the downside in RSI as well. If we do see a continuation in the short-term downward move in dollar CAD, where could we target? Well, I'll be looking down towards one. We could potentially see support come into play in around 1.2912, and a break below that could see us back down to the recent lows of 1.2836. So just to recap, on Wednesday we have the interest rate decision for the Bank of Canada, and on Friday we have US retail sales. Thank you very much.